Why people suddenly lose interest. Have you ever been talking to someone every day, only for them to suddenly become distant? No explanation, no warning, just a noticeable change. The messages become shorter, the conversations become less frequent, and eventually, the connection starts to fade. If you've ever experienced this, you're not alone, and the truth might surprise you. Welcome back to Insight Vault, the place where we uncover the hidden psychology behind human behavior, relationships, and the choices people make every day. If you're fascinated by psychology and understanding what really drives people, make sure you subscribe to Insight Vault and join our growing community. Because every story holds a lesson, and every lesson begins with a single insight. Now let's open the vault. One of the biggest questions people ask is this: why do people suddenly lose interest? At first, everything seems perfect. The conversations flow naturally. The excitement is there, the attention is there, the connection feels real. Then suddenly, something changes. But in many cases, the change wasn't actually sudden. It was gradual. You simply didn't notice it happening. Let's explore some of the most common reasons. Reason number 1. The excitement wore off. Human beings are naturally attracted to novelty. New experiences create excitement. New people create curiosity. New relationships create anticipation. When something is new, our brains pay close attention. But over time, the mystery begins to disappear. The unknown becomes familiar, and familiarity can reduce excitement. This doesn't mean the connection was fake. It simply means that initial excitement isn't enough to sustain long-term interest. Real connections require something deeper: trust, respect, shared experiences, and emotional investment. Without those things, interest can slowly fade. Reason number 2. The effort became one-sided. Relationships thrive on balance. People naturally want to feel valued. They want to feel appreciated. They want to feel like their effort matters. Imagine you're always the one starting conversations, always the one making plans, always the one reaching out. Eventually, the imbalance becomes noticeable. When people feel they're carrying the entire relationship alone, they often begin pulling away, not because they don't care, but because they become emotionally exhausted. Healthy relationships involve mutual effort, and when that balance disappears, interest often follows. By the way, have you ever experienced one-sided effort in a friendship or relationship? Let us know in the comments. Your experience might help someone else feel less alone. And if you're enjoying this video so far, subscribe to Insight Vault for more psychology insights just like this. Reason number 3. Someone else captured their attention. Now, before you jump to conclusions, this isn't always romantic. People's attention shifts constantly. New opportunities, new friendships, new goals, new priorities, life changes. Sometimes people become focused on building a career. Sometimes they're dealing with personal challenges. Sometimes their attention simply moves in a different direction. It's not always about replacing someone. It's often about redirecting energy elsewhere. The difficult part is that from the outside, it can feel personal, even when it isn't. Reason number 4. They never felt as strongly as you thought. This can be painful to hear, but it's important. Sometimes we interpret attention as commitment. We assume that because someone talks to us often, they must feel deeply connected. But attention and emotional investment are not always the same thing. Some people enjoy companionship, some enjoy conversation, some enjoy the excitement of meeting someone new. Yet they may never have intended for the connection to become something more. That's why actions over time matter more than words in the moment. Consistency reveals genuine interest, not temporary excitement. Reason number 5. They became too comfortable. This may sound strange, But sometimes people lose interest because there is no longer any challenge. No growth, no mystery, no personal development. Human beings are drawn toward progress, toward movement, toward purpose. When life becomes repetitive and predictable, interest can begin to fade. This doesn't only happen in relationships, it happens with hobbies, careers, goals, and everyday routines. People often remain engaged when they feel like they're growing, learning, and discovering something new. So, what can you do if someone suddenly loses interest? First, don't immediately blame yourself. Not every ending is a reflection of your worth. Sometimes people change, sometimes priorities change, sometimes life takes people in different directions. Second, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Continue growing, continue learning, continue building a life you're proud of. Because confidence and purpose are attractive qualities, not just to others, but to yourself. And finally, remember this: someone losing interest doesn't reduce your value. Your worth is not determined by another person's attention. The right people won't stay because you chase them. They'll stay because they genuinely want to be part of your life. At Insight Vault, we believe that understanding human behavior helps us navigate life with greater clarity and confidence. And sometimes, the most important lesson isn't understanding why someone left. It's understanding why you deserve people who choose to stay. What do you think is the biggest reason people suddenly lose interest? Let us know in the comments below. We read every comment, and your perspective could become part of a future Insight Vault discussion. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new insight. Thank you for spending a few minutes with Insight Vault today, because every story holds a lesson, and every lesson begins with a single insight. We'll see you in the next video.